Today, our exploration of Park Chan-wook's filmography has brought us to this anthology film, 60 Seconds of Solitude in Year Zero, which was released in 2011. Park Chan-wook is one of 60 directors who contributed to this particular piece. Let's read out the Wikipedia for this film. There's only a couple of paragraphs here, and then a list of the filmmakers in order of when their short appears in the film. There's only 51 directors. Oh no, it's some of these. Some of them are like collabs. Like two directors are working on one piece. At least one of them is. Two of them are. In any instance, let's start. 60 Seconds of Solitude in Year Zero is a 2011 anthology film, a one-time-only event that took place in Port of Tallinn, Estonia on the 22nd of December 2011. It's worth mentioning the copy of the film I viewed and what you're seeing here in screen caps. This is what's available. They don't have a copy of what you're seeing on the screen just to occupy the frame of your screen at home. But I like this about it. If it was intended as a one-time event, and the experience of that screening itself was part of the film and the event, then it is worth capturing the spaces, at least to some degrees outside of the screen itself. I think it's valid. It's not even of an abstract philosophic significance. It's something that's just very directly relevant, I feel. Anyway, the film's a collection of 1-minute short films created by 60 filmmakers from around the world on the theme of the death of cinema. Ooh. The project, developed as an ode to 35mm film and dedicated to preserving the freedom of thought in cinema, was conceived by Veikko Oinpuu with Taavi Ilmaa and funded by the 2011 European Capital of Culture, Tallinn, the Estonian Ministry of Culture, and the EU-Japan Fest Committee. Veikko Oinpuu, I'm not overly familiar with him, although I have seen his film from 2007, Autumn Ball, which is quite terrific. It contains one of the finer dance sequences in any film, actually. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen the film and you do watch it, you'll know what I'm referring to. It's beautiful. I remember I watched that film for the first time, I believe. I think it was my first time viewing it. It's a no log shot. And as I usually am from watching these sorts of films, for most of my life at least. And he wasn't overly impressed with the film, but then that scene came on and he was transfixed and he was like, that was incredible. Anyway, the list of the directors. Ken Jacobs, famous American experimental director who I don't know as well as I ought to. Shinji Aoyama, magnificent Japanese author. I really ought to explore some more of his films someday. They're just superlative. Wu Ming Jin, know of them. Malaysian filmmaker, but I have not seen their work. Jussi Reitu from Finland. Phie Ambo from Denmark. Reading out the countries where all these people come from is going to be too time consuming. I'm just going to keep going. Norbert Scheer, Mark Cousins, he's quite famous, relatively. Marina Manoshenko, Kim Ji-woon, very famous and very gifted South Korean. Brilliant auteur. Mart Tanyel, Tom Tykwer, TYKWER, the Cloud Atlas guy, the Rondo Run guy. Not the most talented filmmaker on this planet, frankly. I'm not the biggest fan. Run's alright, I guess. Is what it is. It's kind of gimmicky, but it's kind of cute, late 90s, turn of the millennium vibe. Kind of cozier time, I was like a very, 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 very small child at that time, Anyway. Mika Tanila, Simon Rumley. I've seen one of his films, Red, White and Blue. It was quite good. Ari Alexander, Ergus Magnuson, Ronnie Shenda, Edmund Dio, Brian Yasna, of all people. I'll be. Pen Ekaratan Narurang. Now, he's brilliant, and he actually, his more recent, the film he directed, which came out circa 2018, I think it was, at a Sydney Film Festival around that time, was superlative. And Noel Oakeshott, had the pleasure of meeting him, actually told me that he was an incredibly, incredibly nice fellow. Mark Boswell, Bruce McClure, Gustav Deutsch. Oh, he's magnificent. No, Film is the Girl in a Gun is one of the great accomplishments of cinema in the 21st century thus far. Go look into that one. I will do it on the channel one day, hopefully. John Kyu-hwan, Michael Glawogger, Kang Ki-young, aka Dalpalan, Brian Yasna again, Jess Benstock, Chirion Wetzel, Albert Serra, he's a genius. We've discussed 2013's Story of My Death before, one of the best films of the 2010s, I might say. Holger Karaskelik, Ville Kerima, Jan Ijäs, Hafstein, Gunnar Sigurðsson. It's like Sigurðs, the Icelandic group. He's from Iceland. Well, they are. Vimukthi, Jayasundara, Adam Wingard. Oh, Adam, good on you, boy. Viktor Kaganovich, Park Chan-wook, Eric Koo, Maxi Dejoie, Andres Tenusa. This is a really boring video, isn't it? Aurea Solito, Rafi Pitts, Malcolm Legris, Vico Unpu, Brilliant Mendoza. Yeah, he's one of these Filipino figures. I may have seen one of his films. Which one was it? Because some of these films in the Philippines are like one of the greatest films you'll ever see. I don't know if I have seen any of these. Maybe I just know of them, like I'll just mention them to me. Go watch 2008 Sewer by Sharad Anthony Sanchez. Carvin's films are absolutely fucking nuts. And as far as like 20th century stuff goes, anything from Lab Diaz. If you like the slow cinema stuff, you'll adore Lab Diaz. I strongly suspect. But of the 20th century stuff, Once a Moth, 1976, is fantastic and contains the famous line, which I guess was a meme on Filipino social media: "My brother is not a pig." Kunwang Moon, Feyyaz, Aku Luhimis, Ishii, Gakuryû. If anyone here is a genius, it is this guy. Soga Ishii, aka Gakuryû Ishii, like maybe one of the 5 best filmmakers alive, and so is, also from Japan, Naomi Kawase. This woman, what she did in 97 Suzaku, it's like, you can't have carte blanche budget and hope to make a film better than that. It's like the Hooper on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Although that has at least a genre imagination going for it. Kawase, it's just straight drama and confronting material at that, I have to say. But it's the material is executed so sublimely. I'm intimidated and jealous. I almost resent it, but it's so brilliant. I just can't help it. Be bowled over by it. We talked about Suzaku on the channel before. Check that video out for some screen caps. Here in the AD, another genius, Amir Naderi from Iran, 2011's Cut. That's a film on the short list of best films about filmmaking, and a lot of them are very hackneyed and probably a bit overrated. But, we can talk about how genuinely brilliant 8.5 is, Salam Cinema by Mac Mabaf is, Dave and I's Very Strong by Truffaut, The River Holy Call by Fassbinder is one of the very best, and so is this one, Cut by Amir Naderi, and there's a couple others I'm forgetting. I'm not counting documentaries, but like feature films about filmmaking. Oh, The Stuntman by Richard Raj. That's phenomenal. And here we go, one more. Jussi, Jaakola from Finland. Let's end this dull video here.